Human Music Podcast.
Switching over to Rekordbox has been fun. I used to be in Serato, and then I started playing live on CDJs, and I was like, fuck, I have to redo everything I already did? Shit. So, like, each set, I would create my set in Serato and then throw it into Rekordbox and then re-cue point everything.
Aww.
And I realized, man, actually, I like queuing stuff up in Rekordbox better because it gives you a grid instead of... And then, like, you know, you'd hit the button, and then you'd have to, like, zoom in and, like, adjust it. But if you already set the grid, even if you're like an eighth note late, it's like, oh, I'm sure you meant back at that previous.
Exactly. You can
sure
just
you
play through the song, and you're like, oh, yep, here, and then just like click about at that beat, and it'll like, yep, here you go.
Yeah.
Don't you need a setting on for that? Because it hasn't always done that for me. Like, I still have to nudge it. And
Really?
yeah.
Well, you gotta, if it doesn't pick the tempo and the downbeat correctly, I have to set the downbeat correctly. Sometimes it like assumes it's sideways.
Like when you're playing live on CDJs.
Oh, I think that's separate from what we're talking about.
What I'm talking about is like prepping it on the computer on Rekordbox so that by the time I get to my CDJs, every time, or somebody else's CDJs, I don't own CDJs, by the time I get to the club CDJs, everything's already exactly how I need it to have a seamless set. You know, I know a lot of people just come in and like set a cue point and roll through it, but so much of my stuff is like, nope, I'm only playing drop 2. And I want it to be already queued up so that all I have to do is hit like the B cue point and like, okay, cool, I'm going to come in at the breakdown and then blend in from here.
Totally. I misunderstood. Yeah. For crafting sets, it's nice. I did what you did for the longest time. I still kind of do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shade on Serato in general, but when
shade on Serato. Fuck Serato.
Shade, okay.
Fuck Serato.
Shame. Shade,
Ding,
shame. Big cone of shame in the shade. Do you guys want to set some goals for next week?
Yeah, sorry, Luke. I cut you off. What were you saying, bro?
I was just gonna no shade on Serato, but I really prefer Rekordbox. That was way more fun to yell shame a lot of times. So
actually, fuck Serato. I'm not a fan. I got Serato. I got like the standalone thing. I got Serato DJ. Bought all that shit. I was like, fuck yeah, we're good. Obviously, this was humble beginnings. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna invest into some real shit. I got the top dollar mixer, and I was like, all right, I'll settle with the shit CDJs and like hopefully pull this through. And then they're like, psych, you gotta buy our club pack now for an extra $200. And I was like, peace, I'm fucking out of here, and I'm never using this shit again. So I'm out of there. Then I got DJ Pro. That shit was lit, but it doesn't save your cue points. But you can Spotify shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I was kind of done with Serato after like, you can't do more than like a 4% tempo swing without the audio starting to glitch and like break apart. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, and
that's unacceptable.
And just like when it comes down to it, it's like, how often realistically are you bringing all of your equipment to the club these days? Like, are you running the entire party? I do that from time to time, but it's really absolutely no difference to me if I brought my computer, whether I'm using Serato or Rekordbox. I feel like it's exactly the same. We've already established that Rekordbox is easier to cue shit up in because it sets you a grid, and then I can just on the fly hit my next cue point button, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure you meant like a 16th note before this, instead of being like, yep, right here, just after that kick.
Right.
And then every time I have to go to CDJs and just I'm just playing one set in the middle of the night, I don't have to bring my computer. I don't have to worry about all my gear, bringing patch cables, all that crazy shit, bringing my decks. All I have to do is bring this.
Yeah.
This is ready to go to the club.
Totally.
Yeah. So much easier. Ridiculously easier.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Especially with
like
that
Princess
new trick
Leia.
you showed. Love it.
I like it.